世界のみんなとつながろう Bridges across world communities.
Hello everyone and welcome to Bridges Across World Communities, sponsored by NIA, the Nishinomiya City International Association. My name is Floyd.
And my name is Thelma. Each month, we provide practical knowledge for daily living and important information about disaster prevention.
This program is for English-speaking residents in the Nishinomiya area and is broadcast on the second Saturday of each month from 12 noon to 12:15.
This month, we'll talk about Neba-Neba foods, Japan's sticky and slimy cuisine, and we also have some disaster preparation tips for typhoons.
And our guest is Mr. Michael Phelps, originally from Canada, but now living in Nishinomiya.
提供は西宮市国際交流協会です。
Hello, Thelma.
Hi, Floyd.
Well, it's time for me to complain about Japan's hot summer weather again.
Yeah.
大変ですね.
Yeah.
Every day is hot and humid.
It's true, but don't worry, Floyd. You'll get used to it.
I don't think so. I've lived here for 15 years already, and I still can't take this mushy hell. I'm suffering from natsubate, heat fatigue.
Well, you're in luck. Today's topic is perfect for people like you.
Why is that?
Well, have you heard the Japanese Neba-Neba foods that are said to relieve fatigue and help make your body strong and healthy?
Neba-Neba, yeah, that's the Japanese word that means sticky or slimy, and it's used to describe foods like natto or okra. I've also heard the word yucky used to describe them.
Well, yeah, slimy food doesn't sound very appetizing, especially to many foreigners. But in Japan, these foods, with their mucky consistency, are seen as comfort food.
Yeah, and not only that, they're regarded as highly nutritious and packed with minerals, antioxidants, and fiber. Now, I didn't like them when I first came to Japan, but I do now.
So, shall we describe a few of these Neba-Neba foods?
Yeah, sure. I'll start with one of my favorites, natto. Now, everybody knows this sticky fermented soybean dish with the funky odor is deeply polarizing, even among Japanese. You either love it or you hate it. I never dreamed I would come to love it. Now, it's usually mixed with hot yellow mustard and sweet soy sauce and eaten with a steaming bowl of white rice, typically for breakfast, especially in the Kanto area. Now, natto contains nattokinase, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. It's an enzyme produced during fermentation that's believed to improve blood circulation and protect against heart disease.
Yeah, but I still don't like natto. Yuck. Now, next is okra. Now, okra in Japanese is a green flowering plant with edible seed pods that grows during the summer. Now, it's rich in vitamins and helps support healthy immune function and blood clotting. It also contains a lot of dietary fiber, beta-carotene, calcium, and potassium. Well, in Japan, it's common to eat okra that's just slightly boiled. Also, chopped raw okra served with soy sauce and a sprinkle of bonito flakes is a very popular dish.
Oishi, so, do you know about tororo?
You mean my neighbor Totoro?
Yeah, very funny. No, tororo is a white paste-like food made from raw grated yam, either yamaimo, that's Japanese mountain yam, or the closely related nagaimo, Chinese yam. While it's easy to digest, tororo doesn't have a strong flavor of its own, so it's usually served with other dishes like soba, udon, miso soup, or cubed raw tuna. And in Osaka, tororo is used to give okonomiyaki its airy, custardy texture. So, do we have another slimy food?
Yeah, raw eggs.
Isn't it kind of risky to eat raw eggs?
Well, maybe in some countries, but not in Japan, Floyd. Eggs are rigorously inspected here. That's because chicken or quail eggs are often eaten raw, usually with rice or noodles. Now, one popular breakfast option in Japan is tamago kake gohan. You know that?
No.
Abbreviated as TKJ. This dish consists of white rice mixed with raw egg in a dash of soy sauce. Now, raw eggs are also used to enhance dipping soy sauce for dishes like sukiyaki, where it balances out the saltiness of the broth.
So eating raw eggs is considered safe in Japan. That's good to know. By the way, now how are the prices for Neba-Neba foods these days? Everything's become so expensive.
Yeah, good question. Well, I went to the Coop supermarket to check current prices, and surprisingly, the Neba-Neba foods are still pretty reasonable.
Can you give an example?
Well, sure. The ingredients for a 3 or 4 person serving of Neba-Neba dong consist of natto, okra, tororo, and raw egg, over a bowl of rice consists only about 500 yen.
Wow, that's really cheap. How about, are there any other Neba-Neba foods you want to recommend?
Yeah, of course. In addition to the 4 foods that we covered today, there's also nameko. You know that mushroom, nameko mushroom, musuku seaweeds, mekabu seaweeds, or kombu seaweeds, moroheia, ashitaba, and many more.
I don't know most of these, but apparently you can just do an online search for Neba-Neba food, even in English, for your ultimate healthy dietary experience this summer.
Now, all this talk about food has made me hungry. So let's go eat some Neba-Neba after the show.
Great idea. I'll never say no to Neba-Neba.
7.7 Sakura FM.
And welcome back. We have the second half of our interview with Michael Phelps, formerly from Canada, now living in Nishinomiya. Welcome.
Happy to be living here. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you back. Now, last month we were talking about different things, about why you came to Japan and...
about a girl.
And about a girl, that's right. That's quite a romantic story you had there.
Well, why do men learn instruments? To meet girls. I told that to my nephew.
So, well, we got to talk about the reason I met you hiking on Kabutoyama months ago, and you mentioned very briefly something about Gaijin TV. So I had to go on YouTube and check out Gaijin TV. And you've got, something like 600 episodes on Gaijin TV. You're one of the top YouTubers.
Wow.
I told you I got an award from YouTube for the worst channel on YouTube.
Well,
but sorry, let me just finish this. Yeah. I stole it from Steve Martin, the LA Love Story, LA Story. He said, what was that? He said, it's my love letter to LA. So Gaijin TV is like my thank you or love letter to Japan.
Well, I got to encourage people to look at it. I mean, it's fun. I mean, it's very off the cuff. It's not scripted. You're just sort of walking around, shooting videos and coming up with things. And I got to say that what's really nice is it being so impromptu and off the cuff like that. You're seeing things that usually you might not see on somebody else doing a video about Japan, and they're trying to make it all so perfect and catch everything in there. So it's fun. So
well, the theme is everything's better in Japan, and I mean it because everything's better in Japan. Like we said, the Yakuza is better in Japan, but the snacks, the hospitals, the schools, the highways. Have you ever seen a highway rest area?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
There's the machines, the restaurants, the omiyage, the outdoor mist area, the dog walk park, the kids park. The bathrooms are spotless. Have you ever seen bathrooms in a highway stop in North America? Well, let me tell you.
It seems like... What was it? What was it? Rape.
No, it's rape. Psycho. It's disgusting.
It's funny because I've heard some of these highway rest stops are so good, like as you're mentioning, that they're destinations. People get in the cars and they'll let's go to that rest stop.
We're fortunate to have a little beso up in Nagano, what's the famous Karuizawa.
What's a beso?
It's a small cottage.
Oh, okay.
And the highways here, they're safe. They're so well engineered. I used to look for litter out the train window and wanting to find it. I'm like, this can't be. There's got to be a Coke can or something. And there is occasionally, but as I said, the highways here, gorgeous. Yeah.
It's funny because I do animation, computer animation, and I saw on Facebook somebody had posted an image. They recreated an image in CG of a Japanese street, a little side street, and there are all these comments about it looks beautiful, but you got to put more garbage on the street or scratches and stuff like this.
I'm not an anime guy, but they have pictures of the anime and the real place side by each like that, and
well. Point I was getting to is I left a comment that no, you don't have to make it dirty. That's how it is here. The streets are clean, the buildings are clean.
No graffiti, no vandalism.
Yeah. Now, we got really briefly last month, I think, into talking about you had a restaurant in Toronto, you were the head chef, you closed it down, you moved to Japan. So do you still do cooking?
I've got a little side hustle of catering.
Oh.
Wow.
Kaizoku burrito, the pirate burrito,
okay.
Quesadillas in burritos.
And can people find you on the internet? They do a search for that?
You can get me through my Gaijin TV.
Oh, okay.
Cater your party.
And who are your clients usually for something like that?
It's locals, students, their parents. It's kind of word of mouth.
Now, why Mexican food?
Mexican's actually a real, I would say top 5 world cuisines. And you might be surprised by that, but they have different laws in Mexico. Do you know what air-dried beef is?
Well, sounds like air-dried beef to me.
And it gets green, and you cut off the green part and eat the part underneath that. And apparently, in queso, like fresh cheese, they have it in Quebec province in Canada where they don't have to pasteurize cheese. It's marvelous. How many chilies are there? Lots.
Wow. Yeah. No,
So,
I've
yeah, I
never,
like Mexican.
heard. Would this be meat like hanging outside?
Yeah.
With flies and stuff?
You probably isolate it.
Would you like to order that for us, Clyde?
Maybe we should place an order.
Ask our producer then.
Do you deliver? So anyway, the catering service, Mexican food for parties or anything people want.
Yeah, well, and it's not just Mexican. We have the Christmas sandwich, which is a roast turkey, stuffing, cranberries. It was seasonal, yes, of course.
Okay, so that's maybe people can take advantage of. I got a good question for you. You've been here 16 years. You love it. Do you have any advice for other foreigners either thinking of moving here or who are already here?
Behave yourself, man. Behave. What? Yeah, I've seen them just getting out of sorts. Like just what does it say? When in Rome?
Yeah.
Do as the Romans. Well, when in Japan, don't be loud. You ever notice on the Shinkansen, if you walk into the car, you know right away if there's an American in there. Because it's... It's true.
Yeah.
What a great story about the Shinkansen.
And you can see them 3 blocks away in the shorts and t-shirts.
Yeah, definitely the Gaijin radar.
Yeah. But sorry, Americans.
It's all Europeans. It doesn't matter. I love the Yanks. We're on the train, and we're in the middle of the car because we're using the telephone. A guy walks past us, but he stops, goes back, and cleans the toilet edge because it had some... Haruko goes, "That's the conductor." And I'm like, in my country, the conductor would be like, "Hey, get somebody to clean the toilet." But they take such care about the pride of work.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I always loved on the Shinkansens but they don't have them here, where the women with the carts selling food.
I love that.
When they leave the car, at the end of the car, they turn and bow.
Yes, you're very polite.
It ended last September, but it's still West Japan still has that service.
So now you've been here 16 years. I'm asking for advice, and you were saying to behave yourselves. What happened to you? Anything in the first year or two that you regret you did, or some faux pas?
Like I told you about the road rage incident where I just shot the bird out a window. Somebody honked me down, and I looked over, and it's a poor little old lady, and I was like, "Michael, for heaven's sakes, behave, man."
Well,
and also, the putt-putt golf, the cage golf? Yeah. I ran the bike through their game one time. I think Wednesday, I stopped, right? Like they're just looking at me.
Well, I got to say, enjoyed Gaijin TV, and from looking at it, it doesn't look like you've learned how to behave yourself.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you so much. We've already run out of time on the second half. Thank you for joining us.
Well, it was a lot of fun.
And
thank you both.
Looking forward to keeping in touch through the YouTube. And good luck.
I love this. Sakura FM.
Thank you.
Hi, Michael.
Ciao.
Sakura FM.
防災情報です。Most typhoons hit Japan between May and October, with August and September being the peak season.
About 12 typhoons hit Japan every year, and the strongest typhoons tend to occur later in the season.
So now, a good time to prepare for the coming storms with these important tips.
Keep up to date with the latest information on approaching typhoons from reliable multi-language sources like the Japan Meteorological Agency or NHK World Japan.
Stay indoors during a typhoon and even beforehand as it's approaching.
Store extra water and food supplies in case of utility cutoffs and disaster conditions.
Keep a battery-operated radio handy and extra batteries for your smartphone too.
Outdoor objects such as potted plants, gardening tools, and so on should be brought indoors. These can become dangerous projectiles if caught up in strong winds.
Clear the drainage areas around your house to help prevent flooding.
And lastly, know the location of your nearest evacuation center and how to get there quickly.
Keep safe by being prepared.
If you wish to apply for Japanese lessons or have any other inquiries, contact NIA at 0798 328680 or send an email to nia@nishi.or.jp. Our English-speaking staff will be happy to help.
Please continue to be careful and stay safe.
今日は西宮市国際交流協会でした。
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Bye bye.